You,
Well, I'll pull out a pad and I'll tell her what's going on in my life. And I've told her about my new family here. And because she was always worried about me, who's going to take care of me, and they've done that. They answered the call, but it hasn't always been, well, it's been challenging for me. I live by myself, but I have a lot of help, you know, but I think that uh, during the final days and months of her life, she worried about, who's going to take care of you, how you going to survive, and
that's a pretty selfless way to look at it from her perspective. She was more worried about you than herself.
I'd already lost my son at that time, but I moved into her room in the hospital. She died of cancer, and so I moved into the room with her, and I slept in a bed next to her, and I would hold her hand because the pain she was experiencing had to be tremendous.
I can imagine.
And of course, she was taking all the medication and things like that. But
that's an awful thing to way to go, because it's slow and, like you're saying, probably very painful. And you stayed by her bedside throughout that.
But sometimes my team would come and get me. I spent the night there in her room, and they would take me home so I could get a couple hours sleep. Then they'd bring me back in the afternoon, and I'd go back in that role to make sure that the machines were operating properly. But just to be there for her, that's what a marriage is. I mean, I loved her. As I said, I still write to her. I tell her about my team who's taking care of me. I can't mail her letters, but I just thought that's the proper thing for me to do.
I'll tell you what, that's extremely respectable, because especially in this day and age, marriage, we need more examples of that. Because I don't know how in the loop you are about like the state of like marriages in the world or in this country, or like how relationships are between men and women today. It seems like